I must preface this video today by saying that today was significantly more, for lack of a better term, tumultuous than yesterday. So, my name is Michael Geefney, I'm a web developer and I'm looking to grow a web development agency and achieve financial freedom. And these last 2 days I've been back to cold calling, and again there is always just that lack of knowledge of, I don't know how people get 200 leads a day to call from to begin with, and then they're able to just do that on the phone. Like, I would be able to do that. I'd be able to do well over 100, but well, of course there's the pain barrier, but I can always get through that. But it's just getting those leads in the first place that will be an issue for me. Like, I spent the last 3 or 4 hours gathering leads again. I was pretty much finished cold calling, and I don't know, I got like 30 to 40, which is pretty good actually, pretty good for my rate. And then when I combine that with the other calls I am due to make on Tuesday, I'll probably add up to like 60 or 70, which is pretty good for me. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if it really is. The main thing that's stopping me is looking for businesses that are not with websites. Maybe then my conversion rate is going to be much higher than like that of other agencies, because other agencies have like a low conversion rate, but then they're easily able to source leads, whereas mine is the opposite. Like, I have trouble with the leads, but then conversion rate is it's probably going to be a bit higher than on average, because those who don't have websites are going to think that they're missing out. And if they don't think they're missing out, I can just break down the belief patterns that they're just a small local store and that they don't really just do much more, they just kind of stay local. Like, that in itself is just a restricting belief I've seen in the last few days from these business owners. They've just been saying that they really don't seek to grow, they're pretty comfortable where they are, and you know, that's fine, all more to them, but I just kind of, it's kind of my job to light a fire under them and just say, hey, look, I know you're happy where you are, but why aren't you ecstatic? Like, why aren't you facing trials and tribulations every week and growing from them and seeking out your potential? Now, I am all too aware that mindset takes an enormous amount of energy, and to be honest, I'm surprised I can keep up with it, especially with my routine in the morning, which wheezes me out physically before I even get to breakfast. But still though, I think it's worth it, and the more you use energy, the more energy you have left over. Like, the only way I'm certain that my energy grows every day is I am completely tired by the end of it. Like, I'm completely tired now, I'm in complete pain, and that's something I need to get on in this video, the fact that I'm in pain. Compared to yesterday, I was my first day back really, and it was not fun at all, but I've pretty much forgotten the pain of yesterday, because that's just been replaced by even greater pain today. From the moment I woke up, I was just in agony, and I've said that 100 times on this channel. I've been in agony, and I may seem really indifferent to it, but it doesn't make it less real. I was in agony from the moment I woke up this morning, and I did my workout and it was okay up until I started calling, and then again resistance was just pulling me back like this super powerful monster, like 10 times more powerful than me. But I still had to stay on my phone, and there was a lot of noise going on in the house, a lot of people shouting, a lot of distractions, and I got through it anyway, which is it's going to be good for me, because it's just going to build my character in my own eyes. Like, I'm going to see myself as a person who is not the kind of person who lets distractions slow them down for any longer than it needs to. I was called down for a meeting today in the kitchen about how I wasn't doing enough chores, and I got out of it in 5 minutes and I went straight back to work. That's the kind of person I am. That's who I see myself as. And I can also see myself as a person who is able to overcome these random attacks from all sides. Now, I'm not trying to be some kind of bathrobe wearing guru who just says, yeah, I I was trained in the military and do anything. I'm just trying to say that I can just accept things as they fall, because my brain is constantly in the pursuit of truth, and I'm willing to look truth right in the eyes, no matter how much pain it causes me. Now, not literally no matter how much pain, because after a certain amount of pain, my pain tolerance is limited like everyone else's. After a certain amount of pain, I am just going to have to succumb to whatever desire would alleviate that pain for me. Yeah, that would just happen. Like, let's say if I was being, now this is like a very much a video where I'm just going on a tangent in these random directions, and it doesn't have much form or order. It's just a purely chaotic mess. But if I was like dragged into this submarine and I was being tortured, and I was supposed to give information about what my country is planning on doing, what their military is doing, and they were like threatening to take out one of my eyes, I just succumb, because let's be honest, I'm not willing to lose an eyeball for that, just for that. So yeah, there are limits to my willpower, there are limits to my pain tolerance. I learn that every single day when I go on the phone. I learn that I am really not that great whatsoever, and I'd rather be in this position than be in the position where I'm complacently comfortable playing video games, thinking about how I'm going to be an entrepreneur in future, but I haven't made any steps towards it yet when I could be, and that's what I'm doing now. See, now I'm getting destroyed every time I go on well, not every time, but actually I've gotten better on the phone now, but every day, like, I get destroyed in some way. But I face the truth, and that's what matters. What matters is you face the truth. You don't pretend that you're some kind of superhero who is going across the lands between on a horse and destroying all the monsters. That's not what you want to be. You just want to be the person who is willing to improve and willing to endure pain. That's really it. Going back to the pain endurance thing today, what I was doing today was again calling. I didn't call as many people as yesterday. In fact, yesterday I couldn't have even imagined I'd even got 50 people today, but I managed to, just about. And it was more difficult than yesterday, and it wasn't because I was nervous or anything. It was just because the magical resistance within us it could come from many forms, or in many forms, many sources, many forms. It just holds you back, and part of you holds you back, and it stops you from growing, and you just have to fight it every single day. And the weaker it becomes, well, like, the more damaged it is, the stronger it becomes. So the closer you are to just killing it completely, the more powerful it gets, the more angry it gets, and I'm descending further into the fire now. I'm every fibre of my being just wanted me to stop making calls this morning, but I kept going anyway, and it caused me so much pain. You can't even imagine if you haven't made a cold call before. Maybe if you've been traumatized, you can, but if you haven't made a cold call before, then you can't imagine that amount of pain, and I couldn't either. But I did anyway. It's just sometimes you just need to take a breather. Maybe I was a bit fortunate today, because when I realised that I wasn't making calls as quickly as usual, because there was the impending imminence of distraction. I was called out, for example, and that took me away from calling for about 5 minutes, and then I was a bit shook then from that meeting, so I decided to go a little bit slower, just a little bit slower. I didn't go like full metal jacket every single second, and felt far more tolerable. Still painful, don't worry, but more tolerable. So that's really what I've been doing today, and I think it's been a pretty good week for me in terms of outreach and in terms of service delivery. I'm pretty proud of that. And tomorrow, under normal circumstances on a Saturday, I would of course be working, but what I'm planning to do tomorrow is from tomorrow onwards, my 3-day solitary confinement. And it's not what it sounds like. It's just me going away from work for about 3 days, away from every single distraction under the sun, away from the phone, away from TV, away from, I don't watch TV anyway, away from YouTube, away from Reddit, away from Discord. I just cut everything out, and I don't normally go on that stuff anyway, but I'm literally not going to be going on anything at all tomorrow until the 3rd of July, because I just want to see that I just want to know that I'm like following in the purpose that I'm supposed to be going towards, because that's the reason for that 3-day thing. It's just to find my purpose. I just be thinking all day, no distractions. YouTuber Hamza recommended it actually. You just sit in a room for 3 days and you do nothing. I wouldn't be eating either, but I kind of have to eat for kind of private circumstances in our house. Don't worry, it's not me. And yeah, I'm just going to be thinking. So I'm not going to be making any videos until Tuesday, and I'm not going to be doing any work until Tuesday either. And I don't think I need this break biologically. I just think I'm going to do it anyway, just to think, just to set my mind on something and think about what I'm going to be doing in the future about this, making this organization and agency, making it scale to actual money making figures, and possibly me being able to move out and just have my own life. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll probably give an overview of it on Tuesday. I don't think it's going to change me as a man or anything. It's not going to suddenly make me the best and everything, but I'm going to have more direction in where I'm going. And most of all, it's not going to be one of those instances where I go to another country to find myself, waste a year on doing work experience and trying to just laze about the place. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be thinking. It's going to be painful, but I don't think it's going to be painful as the last few days for me. So yeah, I'm going to be able to get through it.